Yeah. If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Hey, what is going on?
What it do, party people?
Good evening, salutations to everyone.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We are alive.
We are live. Apologies about last week. We had a bunch of us out. I was out of commission. You were out. Someone else was out of commission. It was a long fucking.
Yeah, a lot of
stuff going on.
A lot of stuff flying around. A lot of sniffle things.
Yeah.
Hey,
make sure to wash your hands.
And not specifically that, but yes.
Yeah, wash your hands and wash your ass.
Yes.
How was your weekends? I know Seabass was very excited because he got to see the dude, the Fluffy.
Bro, he seen him in person. Oh shit, he's a funny dude. Him and Martin. Because Martin opened the show, then one of their boys
opened the show?
Yeah, Martin opened the show. Then they had one of their boys, some cat I haven't seen. He was pretty funny. And then Fluffy, that's it. Came out. It was pretty dope. It was funny. We all laughed. I like how he also engages, and like you see it on TV, but when you're experiencing it in person and all that, it's because like the way he engages. Let's just say that Jose will always remember the show because Martin gave the warning. He's like, guys, just be quiet, have fun, exist in the moment. And Jose decided that he was gonna mess up, and Fluffy said, "Yo," he's like,
"Who's Jose?"
Jose was some guy sitting in the front of the audience.
Oh, but I don't know.
I thought Jose was like one of your boys or something. I was like,
I don't know.
Okay.
So Jose, so just for context, Jose was an audience member sitting in front, and then Fluffy goes, "Yo," he's like, "Bro, I will make fun of you and take your girl at the same time. Stop it."
Oh, he was fucking with him?
Yeah, so throughout the whole show, whenever there was a joke, Jose became the butt of the punchline. The show.
You don't sit
it's
up
like,
front
oh damn, Jose, you gotta remember that.
Unless you got like a tough fucking skin.
Or you don't fuck around.
That too.
But no, it was funny. I go like if anybody can go see him in
What
person,
up,
definitely. What up, Shy? One size menace. What up? No, if anybody could get to go see him in person, he's definitely one of the comedians I recommend to go see in person. We splurged for the mystery box, so we ended up getting 2 pops. I picked up 2 shirts. Came with a bunch of autograph stuff and everything, and again, they were very engaging with the audience. One of the cool things that I liked is that they asked people like, "Hey, listen, guys, if you don't film anything or record it. Just put your cell phones away. Let's just exist in the moment." Kind of gave like a little bit of a throwback feel. He goes, "I promise you, we're going to take a time to take pictures and all that." And he honored it, and they took a bunch of pictures, him and Martin, because Martin came out at the end too. They were on stage taking pictures and everything.
You could have went up to them to take a picture with them, or
like if you were close, you could have taken a picture, but they also had the backstage fan access stuff for those who did splurge for that. A coworker of mine said they did that in California. It was a great experience. That's like Fluffy actually took the time to record something to send to their brother, which was pretty dope. Yeah. But like, so you do get an experience with them. If you do splurge with, like, I think Martin was doing a whole backstage things. He's like, if you guys if you pick up this picture that's signed, I'll autograph it. Gabe went to his old stuff to pick this up, to put it together, so it's something from his personal collection that he blew up. Because there's rare pictures that it's me and him, and yeah, they were funny dudes. They great, worked off each other and all that. Also too, spent this weekend not only catching up, which talk about our topic tonight, but also too, Terminator Salvation was really good.
I've heard nothing but good things. The critics love it. The audience loves it. It seems to be a really good take on it.
I couldn't put it down. It's a very good Terminator story. Terminator did well as an animation, a Japanese anime. It
always felt like it could.
Yeah, and the story it told, it fit for what they wanted to do. It was perfect. It was a bunch of new characters, so we weren't pigeonholed to the same characters that we see normally in the live action movies.
Okay.
So it kind of like existed in its own thing. Like I was telling Lo on the back tone before you came on, is that I wouldn't be mad if this is just a 1-season show or if they came out with a second season, because I think it's like this story. It can definitely exist in itself, and you would just be happy with it. And then catching up on Aliens versus Avengers, which is out now, guys. And it's really well written. There's a nice surprise in there. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but definitely.
It's Hickman, so I mean,
yeah.
You're
the only drawback is that the only drawback is that the second issue is not coming out until November.
Seriously, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. That like no, we're already in September. It's not like that crazy.
So what is it? Is it like a 4-issue thing, or
I have no clue how they're gonna approach it or how many issues, but Hickman and team and the way they wrote the story. So it's another alternate MCU universe where the aliens do exist in this universe, but it's also taking place years later in the Avengers universe. So and the thing I could say is that Hulk, Valeria Richards, Miles Morales, and Black Panther, his son, and Captain Marvel take center stage in this issue. So does Wayland. So they take center stage in this issue. I don't know if they're going to bring any other characters, but the way they explained it, the way how things went all to shit, it makes sense with how things happen, and it's actually pretty cool. It's really well, and again, they picked a great team with Hickman and all that, and even the art just looks great. I mean, I gotta say that Marvel has been doing well in handling the Predator and Alien books, because like Predator versus Wolverine was a fun ride. Made sense how they added the Predator in Wolverine's history. The Aliens What If was really good. It was a pretty dope story, which possibly it may continue in its own run. But again, they've been fun reads, and it's been making like the Aliens comics fun to read again. But that's been my weekend. How's you guys been?
Nice. Hold on. Shai said my new mission is to collect the Berserk deluxe editions.
I want those so bad. It's just there are a bunch of them around now.
Are they expensive?
It's like $30 a pop or $50 a pop, but it's like they're thick, leather bound. They're books. It's just at this point, it's like an encyclopedia.
Damn.
Like it's like those old school like door-to-door salesman encyclopedias where like it would just be. It's like a shelf of Berserk.
Shai said 50. Oof.
Yeah.
And the Blackest Night comics, which I would argue you could just get the graphic novel version as a leather bound 3 volumes. Nice.
Ooh. That's gonna be nice to have in a collection.
For sure.
That's library worthy right there. Just have it like right there in your library, sipping on your drink with a statue of Guts in the background holding a sword.
Yeah, but Blackest Night is a fun read. Definitely worth the read. It was my first like ever real dip into Green Lantern outside of the cartoons and what have you. So it was really interesting how they did everything. I knew a lot of the main beats, but a lot of the interesting reveals and surprises were really dope. Definitely a good run.
Darkest Night. That's when with the
Black Lanterns.
With the Black Lanterns, right?
Oh yeah,
Zombie Lanterns.
It's good.
Okay.
You don't really need a lot of context for what happens before.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing for DC stuff. I don't ever read like. For comics in general, it's hard for me to read like chapter after chapter after chapter. It's never going to end. It just reboots eventually. So I'll never do it. I just like the main, like, fun individual storylines that happen. I read them, I'm good to go. So like, even for like even about reading more about Dr. Doom and whatnot, like I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to read. Cause I did read, I read Books of Doom. I finished that. That's a 6 comic series, Books of Doom, which is essentially the, I guess, current history of Doom. Cause he kind of tells it himself.
Okay.
So we kind of just, I think it's like a 2015, but it's good. It's a good run. And then it's like, if you read the Fantastic Four comics, right? And like, but there's like a whole bunch of chapters there, and then getting more about. So like, I'm trying to read more about Doom because I'm excited for him. You know, but I don't know if I want to read all those comics. Like, I'd rather read like there's the What If story that I'm gonna probably read. There's the Doom, when he takes over for Tony Stark. There's that one I also want to read. But those are like standalones that you can just read straight up.
Yeah.
And you know, versus like the series, or like you gotta look up like how do you read the order, and it's like read Fantastic Fours 1 through 6, then read FF 7 through 8. Then like I think it's a lot of labor for something I don't know if I really want to do.
It is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Did you get into anything this weekend?
Me, not comic book related, not geek related at all. It's a wild documentary on HBO. It's called Chimp Crazy. It is made by the same people who have done Tiger King, and it's wild.
Okay.
It's wild. Seabass, you and Jesse need to watch it. The final episode will air on this Sunday. It's insane.
Well, we just started Black Sails, so that might be
3 volumes in one book. I got pics of it and the tassel bookmark inside of it.
Ooh,
nice.
Sent you all pics of the book. All right, we'll have to look afterwards. Appreciate that. But that sounds like so. What's like the basic, like if you're trying to sell us on this show, what's the premise?
So it talks about people who are buying monkeys. And like people who have chimpanzees, and it follows this one chimpanzee that's this famous Hollywood chimpanzee story called Tonka, who did a bunch of movies. He's a movie chimp. He did a bunch of movies with Alan Cummings. You know where he is at this point because the story already happened. So if you look it up, you can find out exactly how it all went down. But essentially, he was in a reserve, a reserve. Okay. That reserve got picked up by PETA. All the monkeys were transferred out of that reserve. Then, but they couldn't find Tonka. They were picking up 8 monkeys. 7 were picked up. They were missing Tonka. And then you got to find out what happens to him, where he was, all the nonsense that happens, which leads to him getting finally picked up and sent to a real reserve. But it's wild the things you learn about these people who pick up these chimps and treat them like children. And then you learn about the chimp that ripped that woman's face off in that one that happened in Connecticut. That's episode 2. They talk about that. There's another chimp. It's crazy.
I remember that story.
It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the guys that did Tiger King, they probably dived into some stuff.
But you think it's wild. Like it's like, how does this director keep coming up with gold?
Also, it makes you question a lot of these people who used to, because you don't really see them anymore. But a lot of these people who used to go on the talk shows and everything and do the animal handling, it's like, okay, what is their backstory? Are they really? It
depends
crazy?
on who they are. Unless they're the Irwins, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Also, the guy. This was in Tiger King season 2 or season 1. The guy who got in the Slave for You video, there's a dude in there who had to do with the tigers or the animals, whatever.
Okay.
He got arrested because of the stuff he was doing.
Oh, shit.
And you find that about him. He was like, I know you did not want to watch Tiger King because you don't like to watch whatever the hype is and everyone's talking about it. You want to be that person.
Wild. It's just whatever.
It's still worth it. It was what's kept us all together during the pandemic.
Tiger King was up there with the McAfee documentary too.
No, the McAfee one, yeah.
He was fucking wild.
I'm just saying, Seabass, watch Chimp Crazy.
I'm gonna put it on the list. It's
like one of those things we watch. And I'm meaning to call you, and then we forget to call you. It's wild what these people are doing.
Me and Jesse have been diving down the rabbit hole. Jesse's been reading some book that I know that Jackie's been reading.
Yes.
I know you hear all about it because I hear all about it.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, enjoy your book. It's funny. It's funny. It's cool. Because we got a lot of shows too. We still got to finish Supernatural because we're actually almost done. It's just
Jesus Christ, man. Seriously.
I think we have like 2 seasons left.
God, just finish it already, man.
I know that.
When did you guys start watching it?
He's been watching it
for as long as for a minute, and then
for a while.
Pause, and then there were other shows we got up to it.
They didn't commit.
And they were like, we did commit. We have 2 more seasons left. But what is it? We and then now also too, freaking Circle has a new season coming out too. We're like, another season of the Circle. There we go. So that's just our non-geek related stuff. But yeah, we talked about it the other day, like, yeah, we gotta finish Supernatural. It's too much stuff, too much content.
Too much content is the name of the game. I saw my cousins this weekend. They were in town for a little bit just to visit some friends over on the East Coast. I saw them. They're two of my cousins that were in the cruise with me. They came from Seattle, which was really nice. So I saw them. I met with one of their best friends who lives on the East Coast now. And we went to probably the greatest musical theater. Hold on. Aurelie!
Hey!
What's up?
Went to literally probably one of the greatest musical theater performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And I say that as a kid who grew up with a sister in musical theater. Like I've watched so many like musical theater Broadway shows, like combination of small shows, big shows. This was easily the top of my list. Like I've never been so entertained and so in awe of what the fuck they did. So for anyone in New York looking for a great off Broadway show, it is a show called Titanic, right?
Okay.
It is the story of Titanic told from the POV of Celine Dion. I cannot give you more information than that, but just go in knowing that. That's all you. That is literally so. The movie Titanic from her POV. It is literally the greatest piece of media I've consumed in such a long time. The way I described it to Jeff was, it is a fever dream. It's like an unhinged fever dream that is told through a game of telephone and then explained to kindergartners for them then to create this story for you. Like, it is so out there, ridiculously well written. The performances are incredible, fucking amazing. One of the performers is the actor on Zoolander, who was one of the designers, the black designer who was just oh man, why was I can't think of it. I think he was in the first Zoolander movie, but really good cast. Really good cast.
He was what was it, Bogato's designer?
Yes.
You mean the guy who would get him the coffee?
No, he was. I think he was bald. I want to say, and
yeah,
he was
bald.
I think so.
His assistant.
Yeah, maybe
who would get him the lattes, and he slaps the lattes. I can't have foam. It makes me bloaty and gassy.
Yeah.
So again, really fucking good, really fucking funny. Do yourself a favor, go watch it. It is, again, it was one of those things. My cousin was like, "Hey, we're gonna see this off-Broadway show, but do you have time? Because I know you got to go to the podcast on Saturday." And I was like, "What time does it start?" And she was like, "Oh, it starts at 6 or something like that." I was like, "Oh, I should have time. What time does it end?" It's an hour and 40 minutes, or maybe 45. There's no intermission, and it is a solid 2-hour show of just you almost get to a point where you're like, I can't think of how they're going to top what they just did. And they're like, calm down. Wait for this shit that we're about to do. And you're in awe of the shit that they're trying to do and actually do pull off. It was amazing. Nothing but good things about that show. But yeah, I got into that. Lots of just trying to catch up on sleep. My sleep schedule was a hot mess this weekend. And I want to say that's about it. I don't think I got into anything crazy as far as like, I did finish a game on PlayStation called Far, Across the Shores or something like that. It's like a sequel to another game called Far. It's a very like some of my Sunday when I used to do Twitch streaming, like my Sunday indie cozy kind of things where it's just a kid on a boat and you are going like literally just going across, doing little puzzles and discovering like ancient civilizations and whatnot. It's kind of sad because you're really like just alone, like you're literally just a kid on this huge boat operating the sails and then operating the engine and all this other shit. But at the end of it, it was they pulled it into a really good story. So I want to see if I can pick up the first one, though. From the looks of it, it's only available on PS4. So I have to figure out how I'm going to play it at some point, because I think when I first tried it out, I was like, I'm not really into it, and then I finally gave it a really good proper go, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Oh, so speaking of stuff going on, I forgot we did watch a new movie. We watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Nicolas Cage's movie with Pedro Pascal.
How was that?
That shit was hilarious. It was so good. It was so funny. It's on Peacock. You can just stream it. It's great. It's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like a solid, like, hey, let's just watch this. And we watched it now. And that was a lot of fun.
Nice. I've heard nothing but good things, and it's on my list. I just keep forgetting like to put it on and just like have it on kind of deal. Yeah. But I've heard nothing but good things about that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. It's really out there. But I mean, that's Nick Cage has been great being out there at this point with what he's doing.
I mean, he's leaning into it. That's it. It's like,
yeah.
It's the
and then speaking of games, are you picking up the new Warhammer game?
I don't know. I have to see the trailer for it. I don't know if I did see the trailer for it as of yet. Before I get into it, I found it's the Far Changing Tides game. It is a 9 out of 10 on Steam. It's really highly reviewed, and I think there's a new one either coming out or like was announced kind of deal. Mm-hmm. But both of the games are like 4 out of 5, 80 out of whatever, and then 9 out of 10s. So go check it out if you're into those kind of games. But yeah, I was never really a big 40. Funny enough, I did finish something else. I was playing Power Wash Sim, and they had the 40K DLC, and I finished that. I finished that like over the weekend, I think too, and it was satisfying. But God, those things are like really like massive ships and like armored tanks and all this other shit, and like they're just their armor that they're in, and you're like, this is so many nooks and crannies and crevices. Like, how am I going to get in there? But yeah, so maybe at some point I'll get into it. Maybe this will be my in for the 40K universe.
I mean, I didn't play 40K Space Marine 1 when it first came out. I didn't play it. I watched some of the trailers. I've been watching the trailers and watching the gameplay. I'm waiting for reviews to
come out. Is
this
like a part 2? Like what should I know about this game before I even
don't worry. You don't need to know nothing. You don't need to know nothing. Don't go into this thinking you are like the way the first one apparently
like
ended,
it's not a Gears kind of situation.
I mean, it very much looks and feels like Gears. It's third person action shooter. Super gory, super like it feels chunky, it feels heavy. You're fighting the Tyranids, which essentially are the fucking bugs from Starship Troopers. That's what they are.
Okay.
Like just for a good comparison, that's what they are. But it's in the 40K universe. Space Marine 1 came out like a number of years ago, and then they're just doing the sequel. But it looks really good. Like
it's like a direct sequel, or just like
it's a direct sequel to this one. You're playing as the same guy. His name is Titus. And you're just you're legit a Space Marine, and you're just kind of on this planet.
Bitch, like Titus from Fallout.
No, he's not. No, he's not. I'm just saying, like when you get a chance, when you get off, or we can stream it. Just
is it a PS5?
It's PS5, Xbox, the whole 9. So I'm waiting on the reviews.
Let me know. If you're trying to do PS5, like I'll do it.
I mean, if there's crossplay, there's crossplay. We live in a time and place where crossplay is a thing.
True. But we live in a time and place where you also have a PS5. So don't try to deny your PS5.
I understand. I don't deny my PS5. My PS5 is literally for most single player games.
Nice.
And Baldur's Gate, because I refused to wait until Xbox. That's why I got it for PlayStation. I just didn't want to wait for PlayStation for Xbox because that was just reading too much stuff. Did you beat Baldur's Gate?
I still need to. I came back from vacation and I'm still like, I just haven't had the like to get back into it because I was so into it before, and I'm like, I need to sit down and just like try to chomp through it and get back into like the habit of playing again because I feel like I'm so
I got through. I mean, granted, you're in a different situation because you can just sit and play whenever. I got through a lot of it just playing it on mobile. Like I would stream it on my phone. So like there were nights I would be like in bed, just like I was in Act 3 and I did the whole thing with Cazador. Right, I did that whole arc in the bedroom. Just it was like literally, it was like I finished at like 4 in the morning.
I low key want to restart it. Because I'm so angry at a lot of the things that I know now in Act 3.
What did you do?
First of all,
Val isn't here, and maybe she won't come. I don't know. So
we'll figure it out. I'm Team Karlach, and everything says if you haven't done like certain things, she's not romanceable or whatever the case is. And I'm like, I've done all these things. Why can't I get the prompt of just like, hey, like. Sure, she really likes me. All this.
You didn't get the first prompt to spend your night from the Goblin Party with her?
No,
dude. After the Goblin Party, you have an opportunity to ask any of your party members, "Hey, do you want to spend the night?" It's like the first. Oh, there's 3 scenes. There's 3 levels.
It's because I went with Shadowheart.
You did the kiss. Yeah, you guys go on the ledge and you're drinking the wine, and you get the if you lean in, she'll kiss you back.
Yes.
Okay, well then you did Shadowheart instead of Karlach. I mean, I'm a Shadowheart stan, so I understand, but still.
But I don't remember getting. Oh man, I don't remember getting it.
If you have to talk, I don't know if hers comes up. I know for me, because like the way it happened was the Shadowheart thing happened before I finished the Goblin Party.
I got her and Lae'zel. Lae'zel was the other one who approached me and was like,
Lae'zel's a horn dog.
Yo, Lae'zel was down, and I was like,
so was Gale.
Oh, Gale's down.
But no.
No one beats Halsin. Halsin.
Oh no, Halsin is here. Halsin's
for a good time.
He's here for a good time. He's here for a good time. Halsin's here for a good time. No, so they had to patch Gale. When Gale first came out on the PlayStation 5, it didn't matter what you did. He didn't take no for an answer. Like it was like in the not because he was like taking no for an answer, but the way the code was. In the tree to get him to be your person, you can like make a couple things, and homeboy is like, oh, okay, well we're together. And it's like, no, we're not together. Like we're not. Yeah, it was the whole thing. What? You look it up, like early versions of BG3 on PlayStation. Everyone was having problems because no matter what they did, they ended up always getting Gale as their romantic partner.
Interesting.
But I know for me.
I slept with Lae'zel, then eventually turned her down because like Shadowheart was like digging me. Then I figured out like Shadowheart was down to just like be in an open relationship, and I was like, cool. I'm gonna go hook up with the Drow elves at the brothel, and then Halsin, and then I was like, so Karlach's down? Nothing.
No,
I was just like,
Karlach is not down. Karlach is a monogamous. There's only a couple people that you can do the.
Apparently, so is Asterion, which I find
he is
so wild.
Well, no. Asterion, if you you can invite him for the menage with the Drow twins. He will reluctantly do it, but he will do it. Shadowheart is down. Shadowheart is down, but she has to be like your main person. Piece. She has to be your person to do it. Like she won't do it if she's not your main person.
We had the conversation already where she was like, "I'm down," and I was like,
"Oh, I'm trying to remember."
I
finished her. I did all of my stuff with her. Like we did the thing on the cliff. You do the one on the cliff, which happened before Goblin Camp, and then I turned down Lae'zel twice.
Nerdy fantasy football?
What is this?
What?
What is this?
I have no idea.
Very confused.
Very confused.
But I know in the Goblin Camp, if you talk to each of the companions, you can say like, "Hey, you want to spend?" If you didn't, you can ask them, "Hey, do you want to spend the night?" And like you could do a Karlach, you can do a Astarion. Like you can look it up. You can look up all the things.
So 2 other things, and then we'll get to House of Dragon. The other thing was
also with Shadowheart. Did you have her stab or save the Azamar?
Save her.
Okay, that's the other. That's your second thing, and then your last one where she goes up to the statue of a saloon. Did you do that part? A saloon?
I think so.
And then your last interaction with Shadowheart is when you go to the beach with her and she swims.
I haven't done that yet.
Okay, so that's her final one. That's when like she is your person.
Okay.
Yeah. Each character gets 3.
The other one was one of the 3 people in the Goblin Camp who is the Drow like
Minthara?
Boss. I didn't know she could be an NPC of mine, and I was
okay, again, so like there's a bunch of shit that happened.
She would have been my person.
Okay, so the thing with Minthara, they patched that. They patched it that you can add Minthara as a teammate without getting rid of the Druid Conclave. Because originally the canon...
I killed her. I was like, oh,
no. I know you killed her. You have to go through stuff to save her, but they patched it. Because originally the only way to have her join your party is you side with her and kill all the druids and tieflings.
That's crazy.
That's the only way she sides with you. That's it. And then people found a way, like if you turn her into a sheep and you do a whole thing, then you can save her in Shadow Moon Tower. Then you can get her, right? But then they changed it in another patch where you can technically get her on your team without killing the druids, but you have to do some other stuff. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like people are kind of annoyed because it's like you should only get her if you do like the circle around patch. Or if you do the bad thing, which is you side with her.
Right.
Right. And then you do the party with the goblins, and then you end up sleeping with her that night. Then if you're the Dark Urge, you can break her neck.
Cheyenne, if you've never played Baldur's Gate and you like can play it, I suggest playing it. But if you cannot play it, I would highly suggest watching gameplay footage of it because it is so wild. The story is so good. So fucking good, and the voice acting is amazing. You got your boy Invincible fucking
Glenn Stephen Yeun,
the dad fucking Omni-Man,
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. I was like, why do I know that voice? Is that fucking J.K. Simmons? It's J.K. Simmons. It's
the other dude who's the other
Malfoy. Malfoy's dad. Yes. I was like, yo, they not playing with this fuck. Listen, I could go on about this.
I it sucks though because I feel like he wasn't. I wish he was a bigger character.
Anakin,
J.K.
is
Simmons
that you character? In the form of Walter Gate? Just kill the goblin or kill the druids.
Yeah, no.
She brings you to the dark side, and she's like, "But you gotta kill these guys. Kill the younglings."
I'm just saying that's how you get Minthara. You gotta like the legit way to get Minthara is like to do that, and like she is one of the characters that if you go Dark Urge and you want to like take over everything, she'll be with you to the end.
Interesting.
So I have a Dark Urge run. I haven't finished it though yet. Because I had to go back to playing other stuff. But like,
I think my only other thing is like
being shit out of love with Karlach. Though I'll be honest with you. You haven't done anything with her. Like you haven't done any of the.
I got her. No intimate. Like I hugged her when she had her.
She hugs everybody. She was so excited.
Right, and I was like, okay, but yo. I don't want to get into it. I'll be so sad because I promise you, because of Karlach, I will go back and just play to get that story.
To get Karlach and have Karlach in your party at all times.
Yeah.
That's because that's what I did with Shadowheart. I had Shadowheart in my party at all times. My main party was Astarion, Shadowheart, and Lae'zel. That was my main party.
Oh, I'm always like Karlach, Shadowheart, and Gale or Asterion. It's
Yeah,
like, do I need big beefy spells, or do I need stabby?
I have Asterion just is a fucking beast.
Yo,
with Gloomstalker.
He drops damage.
Put him on Gloomstalker, Rogue, and Fighter, because every build in Baldur's Gate you need 2 dips of Fighter for Action Surge. Action Surge is so broken.
I gave him Boots of Haste. All right, was it Boots of Haste? I gave him something of haste where he just has the haste thing by himself that he casts, and I just drop it every time we have combat.
Oh, I was a potion of speed person. I was always dropping those potions of speed.
Oh, potions of speed come in handy for the big bosses. Like when we were fighting J.K. Simmons, nah. Everybody getting speed up. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, we are half an hour into the show.
Did you fight Raphael yet before? You haven't done Raphael yet.
I haven't fought him because I basically told him no.
For the deal.
And he was like, oh, you'll come back. And I'm like, it's either go with the Emperor or go, and it's a whole thing. Let's not get into spoiler territory. Let's get into spoiler territory for House of Dragon.
Right. Season 2. Have we heard back from Val before we continue?
Because Val said we have not. If she jumps in, she jumps in. If not, we will hopefully catch her next time for the next episode. No worries. It is what it is. Life happens. We will find a way.
Indeed.
So, from the grapevine and from the horse's mouth himself, somebody wasn't really feeling the season. Someone said this season was meh. Seabass, care to elaborate and give us your thoughts of why this season was meh?
You're not the only person who thought the season was
meh. I didn't care.
Hugo, what's going on?
What up, Hugo?
What up,
Hugo?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't care for any of these characters' story. Like, the only character I cared about.
I need more details, man, because you just finished watching the whole thing.
So I'm gonna give you some details. There were moments on the show that were fun. Like I appreciate Damien's moment when he saw the future, but the only character I really found interest in was the Sea Snakes bastards and the blacksmith. Those are the only characters who I found interesting. Every other character who was in the season, like for example, Rhaenyra's son.
Jace.
Yeah, I started getting annoyed with his character. It's like it got to the point where he was just whining for me a lot, and it's like, okay, your mom needs this help, obviously, and it's like you're trying to prove a point. You did the whole thing to the, not the Tullys,
the phrase.
Watch it, the phrase, and it's like your mom needs this help, and then all of a sudden he's becoming a whiny bitch about being nobles and all that. I was talking actually to my mother-in-law about that, which like I felt like we needed an extra scene with him, and I felt like a scene with him talking to the blacksmith to type of talk about their lineage and see like they had more in common. I felt like that would have helped this character, but I didn't care for him. I already knew what's her face was going to die just the way that they sent it out. So that was already, cause like you expect it was going to happen.
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys. Yeah. I didn't care for like the princess feud and all that. It became more of like, okay, that these guys are going like mad and everything. Like they're showing that they're mad kings. They're like, and again, I get it for the story and all that, but it was hard to find characters redeemable. Some characters just faded like into the background, like and they're just I don't know. It felt meh this season. I didn't care for any characters. I didn't care for anything that was going on. I'm just like, okay. I feel like it was more that we're just going through the motions, even like, and again, it's a repeat kill from what we've seen from the first season, which was a big surprise when what's his face was killed by
when Luke was killed by Aemond.
Yeah, that was a big surprise because it came out, and then it was just a repeat of that. But it just like
the memes for that were very funny. Everyone was like, "How does Vhagar keep being able to do the same move?"
Exactly, and it's like, where was he hiding this time? It was understandable in the clouds. Was like, you mean your man was hiding behind this small ass castle, this big ass dragon, behind a small ass castle, and did the same thing? I'm like, I would have believed it more if it was in the sky. But this, as it's like, it was just the same move. It was like, my man, you got one move. Like change it up a little bit. But I mean, that was how I was feeling this season. I was pushing through. I was, again, I did like what they did with Damon.
You did or you did not?
I kind of did, and it was like it kind of like
his fever dream.
His fever dream,
yeah.
Which I feel like was one of the worst stories because it's like you're getting his whole thing going through. I didn't much care for too much of Rhaenyra's story in this season.
Okay.
And the her friend, the mother, the queen, I did not care for her story. Allison, I did not care for her story.
Allison's story is hard, honestly, because you're getting to the point where she, like in the book, in history, she starts kind of fading.
Yeah.
Right? She's the queen mother. Her father was exiled. Like she's kind of falling into history, forgetting her beyond what she did for what she did because of like she's a woman and all this other stuff, right? So like I think they have to face this challenge of what you're gonna do with Alicent and like what you're gonna give to Olivia Cook, because Olivia Cook's just a really good actress, and so like you just want to like kind of see her move this character. But I hear you. She's getting to that point where like I don't know what they're gonna do with her.
This is the whole thing. I felt the conversation that they had at the final episode, Son for a Son, that's a conversation that should have happened earlier, because the whole thing of meeting in the church and all that, I did not get that. I wouldn't care if that scene happened or not. It didn't feel like it served a lot for the story for me with them, like Rhaenyra taking. And again, it just, I guess this is like the first half, like they're trying to explain Rhaenyra again, trying to hold peace and everything. But I feel like the whole talk about peace should have been already done for her, because your son was killed. And the whole thing, that episode was called Son for a Son. I feel like that should have been the conversation they should have had. It's like, okay, you're willing to like step back now, but it's just like, no, it's too late to go back, which I already felt that's the point. We're already going into the season. It's already too late to even contemplate peace with everything that's going on right now.
I think it already is, but Rhaenyra knows, as smart as she is, that it's like dragons are essentially like nukes. So if you're ready to do this, nothing is going to be left to rule after this.
Yeah.
Like you can essentially destroy all of Westeros in your attempt to take down this one family that you feel like you have the rightful claim, which she does, of to be the queen of the, and it's rough because she's also in a position where like she knows that these are nukes. She knows that this position. She knows that her father came from a time of peace, and people are not as prepared for war as they think they are.
No, I mean, she touches up on that. She touches up on that, but it's like I feel like certain characters, like I said, the blacksmith story, I would have liked. His story was pretty good. I liked the story with a little bit that we got sprinkled in there. The sea snakes, bastards, I kind of like their story. There are just certain points I feel like that were just dragged on. That didn't need to be dragged as long as they were in this season. Like I don't think it needed to be 8 episodes. It could have been.
It needed to be it needed to be 10. Right. So like the show got affected because of the writer's strike. That's why the season finale feels very much like a commercial for season 3. Yeah. Like the season, like it's not a good season. Like as a season as a whole, it's not a good season. Like I'm okay with the show. Like there are a lot of people who have a lot of issues with the show. George R.R. Martin's not really happy. He's actually going to be writing a blog post about his issues with the show. I'm looking forward to reading that.
Because wasn't his one of his first takes was they fucked up the
sigil?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's like this until he finishes the books. It's like it's just really more open for interpretations right now.
I mean, it's not open. Well, there's open for interpretation, and like what's interesting is that some people are talking about like, dude, you're not involved with the show. You haven't written a script, right? Like you wrote scripts for Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 4 are just very good. It's very good TV. He was very much involved. He knew what they were adapting. Yada yada yada. Right? We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah. He didn't write anything for season 2. He didn't. He was there. He was a phone call away, sure, but he probably wasn't as involved. It was Ryan Condal, who's the showrunner, who was the Game of Thrones Bible essentially for for the original show.
Okay.
And they have to take liberties. You got to take liberties. You're gonna do this is a 4-season show. It's a 4-season. They've already confirmed it's gonna be 4 seasons. So like I'm really kind of we're all trying to figure out like what's happening in these seasons, because there are certain points in that are part of the Dance of Dragons of like there's like a whole thing of the aftermath of the dance. That's like an important piece. Like you showed Craig and Stark for 1 episode, right? You see him in 1 episode.
It's like the first episode.
Yes. And like he has like a big thing he does at the end. He has a whole thing. There's like a chapter dedicated to him. He literally he comes in, he shows up late because they're coming all the way from the fucking north. He's Hand of the King for like, I don't know, like a month, does a bunch of shit, gets married and leaves. It's called the Hour of the Wolf. It's like a thing that happens after. It's like the aftermath of the dance where he's Hand of the King to the king.
So based on this, let's say we still
has to have his thing.
Let's say we have all this, right? Next season, there's a lot of
battles.
A lot of battles happening.
A lot of battles.
The first half of season 4 is going to be the end of all of that, I think, conflict. And then the second half of season 4 would be the wrap up and conclusion.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way to really do it. That's
the only way they're going to do it, right? You're going to have all these battles. A bunch of people are going to die between episodes, from episodes 1 through 10 of season 3 and 1 through 5 of season 4. Majority of the cast is going.
Yep.
I mean, it's a civil war, right? So I can, without spoiling who's going, you can safely assume half of the cast is going.
Yep. It's Game of Thrones, so like these people are getting cooked, literally.
So I'm interested in how they're gonna bring all of this, all of it together. You've got a couple major battles that need to happen. The sea battle that was supposed to happen in season 2, which got pushed to season 3. Mm-hmm. You've got 2 battles in Tumbleton, I believe. You have 2 battles in Tumbleton. You've got the Butcher's Ball. You've got there's a bunch of stuff. You got a lot. There's a lot of things that need to happen. You've got the battle over the God's Eye. Like there's a lot of shit that needs to happen in this. And then there's like all the nonsense that happens in King's Landing. There's all the nonsense that happens with how you lose all the dragons. And I'm like, how are you going to do this in, 15 episodes? Right? Because you don't cast Craig and Stark if you're not going to use them for the Hour of the Wolf. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Jace could have just went off screen and he would have came back and said, hey, Lord Stark is sending 1,500 old beards, and that's that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I think I'm very much interested in what they're going to do.
I mean, so that I probably would still see season 3 just to see where they go if they pick up and if it does pick up the story. But again, the season was just.
I don't think there's a world where you don't see season 3 because let's say I don't know, but I'm saying like let's say we don't cover season 3. I still think you would watch it even if we weren't covering it.
No, I mean, I just said I would watch it just as it's interest to see where they go. As far as it goes, like, is it going to pick up? Because Soul made a good point. Like, they got affected by the writer's strike. Who knows what else that they could have done with this?
But
season.
I think they're in a different position, right? So, like, after season 1, I was excited for season 2. Season 1 ended with a bang.
Yeah,
we knew. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Coming in hot. Here we go.
Coming in hot.
There she is.
Hello.
6 to 10.
Let's go.
Woo! We just started. She came in.
I am just getting home. Like
we were stalling. We were stalling for time. We got you.
We're trying to stall. We're in it, but we're really just talking about like our overall Seabass's overall thoughts and coming in late. They letting you run the fucking office yet or not? They not letting you do it? They're letting you run the office without the title and the pay. That's what it seems like.
We'll talk about it later.
She can either deny or confirm.
We'll talk about it later. All right.
Corporate America at its best.
Yep. Makes me love it here.
Yes, it pays me.
So to recap, we talked about my weekend with Fluffy, and then we started getting in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we're talking.
Oh, and then Tone and Noah killed it for a while talking about Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
So
You look confused.
We spent a whole hour talking about Fluffy and Baldur's Gate. Got it.
No,
okay.
We didn't know when you were going to
like
jump
40
on.
minutes.
Oh,
like,
you guys are really stalling for me?
Yes.
The fucking
No.
lies. Oh, thanks. That works.
It's no
I
lies.
promise.
I
looked at the clock. It was 38 minutes in before we started jumping into Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
That we're 12 minutes after that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
all right,
Seabass is given his thoughts.
He said it felt kind of meh. He only liked certain storylines and felt, that a lot of the stories of the characters were forgettable.
Who was forgettable? I'm curious. What do you think was forgettable?
Ooh, someone's in trouble.
I'll be honest. I didn't care for Rhaenyra's son story. I think that he just needed like. I felt the characters that stuck out to me were the bastards for the Sea Snake, the blacksmith. Their stories I found interesting. I didn't care about a lot of and Tone just when I mentioned it to him too. What's her face?
Rhaenyra's son didn't really have a storyline in this season.
No, it felt like the moments he was on there, he irked me. That's what was happening. And I felt like it's like, I get it that he's trying to live up to this fact that he's a bastard, but also to the fact that he's trying to be nobility. I felt like, so what I was saying, and I had this conversation again with my mother-in-law, I think that his story would have been a little bit more fleshed out more if they had just a little bit more moment of him to connect, at least, I would say, with the blacksmith. I know the guy from the bar, he's not going to connect with him. He's going to probably kick him off the fucking roof because that guy's a fucking ass. But the blacksmith, like his story was very interesting with the fact is that you see him in the beginning when he's at the king's court, asking for the extra money to help with the blacksmith and all that. Then you get a little bit of a peek in his family and what's going on. He has a sick child. Then they're trying to leave. And that's when what's his face closes. I found his story to be more interesting than some of the other stories that were happening around. I found Damien's story to be interesting. There was a lot of characters that I didn't really care for this season. This season was just meh for me. And like I mentioned, the writer strike that could have affected some of the writing for the season, but there was just more. I wanted more. And I just feel like I wasn't getting it. It's like, I thought it was better than the last seasons of Game of Thrones, but I felt like there's more. And I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to return for season 3 to see if they pick it up. Because obviously there was a lot of setup for season 3. And you can see that at the end of the season. So that's just how I felt about it. Did I say it was bad? No, it's watchable for those who like the series. But for me, I just felt like some of the storylines were meh, and some of the storylines kind of dragged out at points that shouldn't have dragged.
Yeah. And then right before you jumped in, I was just getting to the point where the end of season 1, I thought season 1, obviously, I think season 1 had a much better ending, made me excited to wait the 2 years for season 2. The season 2 ending, I did not care for the season ending just because it felt like a trailer for season 3, and I have to wait 2 years to see any sort of
It led to nothing.
It led to nothing.
But go ahead, you're gonna turn me a new one.
I was curious as to what you was like. If you're gonna complain about Jace, whatever, his storyline, he didn't really have a storyline, so I don't think that's.
I think that's what left him on the back burner because the moments he was on there, I didn't feel any I felt like the moments that he shows up. And if it's just saying he wasn't there, it's just okay. It was just a waste of time with the character. There's just maybe we may get more development later on. I mean, again, when he goes to God damn it, I cannot remember the phrase to broker that deal for his mother. I'm like, okay, he's trying to show that his mother that he's there. He's trying to work with her. He's trying to prove himself. But then the whole thing with the bastards and all that, I get that. There was this whole thing with noble blood that he was upset about, but it's I feel like there should have been more of a story behind that, or at least talking to one of them or a connection. There's just something. I felt like there could have been more with the character. That's how I feel. Obviously people are going to feel different things and everything, but that's how I feel about the character and his particular story. And I feel like some characters just, obviously were just there for backdrop.
I think for me, the only one that I was disappointed in, what's the daughter, Rainier, the one that she charged with her younger sons, and then as she's leaving,
they're making her Nettles.
Is that what that is?
Yes, they're making her Nettles. Stupid. They're making her Nettles. She's not supposed to get the one who's getting Sheep Stealer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not supposed to get Sheep Stealer.
That the last 2 fucking episodes, and she still doesn't get her fucking dragon. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? She's not even supposed to get one.
Well, that's the wrong.
So mad.
No, she gets a dragon eventually later on, but not in the dance. But like, they got rid of Nettles. Like, they just got rid of her.
They should have brought.
So Nettles
is.
Go ahead, Val.
So she's a younger character, black character that was able to harness a wild dragon or whatever, and she is actually with Damon in Harrenhal, and they build a relationship, and she's also who helps him. I can't give too many false spoilers. Nettles is a badass.
Is she supposed to be the person that the girl who's
she's not Alice Rivers. No. Alice Rivers is Alice Rivers.
She's gonna play her. Yeah, she's playing a different role, and she's gonna be important coming soon.
All that stuff in Harrenhal was pretty much
beat for beat.
Bullshit.
No, it wasn't bullshit.
No,
it wasn't bullshit.
His whole haunting and him doing all that bullshit is not. It's extra shit that don't fucking matter. I was not a fan of his storyline at all in this season. Damon's storyline, I was pissed at.
Okay, you do know the better stuff for Damon's happening. He has one thing to do.
I know. I know what's coming. After with Nettles.
Damon doesn't do anything else except the one thing.
That whole storyline in Harrenhal was stupid. It's not stupid. The whole haunting and him going through that process was stupid. But I did like the kid, the Riverlord's king. Yo, that kid was like,
that was dope.
This kid was like, oh, you gonna fuck with me? I got you.
Was that with Kermit? Was that Kermit?
I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. The kid that,
the young kid who tried to earn Rhaenyra's hand and eventually
the Blackwood who got killed.
Yeah, no. The young kid from the Riverlands.
The kid who inherits
that he was like, I'm sure you wasn't down with him doing what he does, right? He's like blood for blood, like he gotta go, and he makes Damon kill his own loyal guy. I was like, he's not the same kid who asked for Rhaenyra's hand.
That's not the same kid.
That's not the same kid.
Yeah.
The one who asked for Rhaenyra's hand is much older, and he dies. He's the one that they killed.
The one that Damon kills.
That they made him kill it. He's older now.
That's him. That's the kid who was in. What the hell?
So the one who asked for Rhaenyra's hand, that happened years before. He's much older now. So the guy that they killed, the younger guy, the Riverlands Lord, made Damon kill because he was doing some shady shit on Damon's behalf. He's like, no, I was just doing what you told me to do. And then Damon went and killed him. That was the kid.
Oh, I was so confused. Because I was like, why would they keep that kid young if he's...
No, that was years before.
I thought they used the same actor.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was like, what the hell? Okay.
Also, too, can we say that the Ratcatcher was stupid for staying in fucking what is it, the
King's
Landing after this dude got caught? I'm like, after I would have heard that this dude got caught, I would have booked it out of fucking town. I would have been like, yo, he got caught. Let me get the fuck out of here. It's like he no matter what, he got caught when they murdered all the Ratcatchers.
Did that happen this season?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I want to jump into like a breakdown per episode.
Fucking A.
So Oda's going through it today. So I haven't really given my thoughts on it, but like I'll go episode by.
Let's go.
I want to go episode by episode because
we don't need to do episode by episode.
Because I think there were certain beats that I did like, and overall I liked the season, but I wasn't like you can tell in how they rated.
It wasn't blown away.
Right.
You're not blown away by the season because it ends
I'm not blown away with the season, but they still had solid moments that I loved and enjoyed.
No, there are moments, but again,
so I will say,
but as season 3 of Game of Thrones and season 4 of Game of Thrones are from the same fucking book, right? Yes. But they end season 3 really well to lead you into season 4, obviously with the Red Wedding and all the other stuff, and Game of Thrones penultimate episodes were always bangers. That was how they did their thing. That was their bread and butter. Episode 9, you knew some shit was going down.
What would have been your ending for season 2? Is there a beat right after this that would have been a better ending?
So there should have been there was supposed to be a major death that was supposed to happen. That's happening in season 3, and it's happening in the sea battle. That's how I thought that's how it should have ended. How it should have ended.
Yeah, that's how it should have ended. Yep, I agree. But they don't show us any of that because they spend fucking wasting time on the Rhaenyra, whatever the hell, finding a lost dragon.
No, it was the writer's strike. Come on, we got to be logical in our complaints. The writer's strike. That's why they had 8 episodes instead of 10. They were supposed to have 10.
It was a fucking waste of storyline.
Yes, I'm sorry, but Game of Thrones is one of those shows where you need some major shit to happen in your last seasons to be like, holy fuck, I can't wait. Right. Season 2 did not have that. Okay. Season 2 did not have that. Game of Thrones 1, fucking Ned dies. Game of Thrones season 2, you see the White Walkers march on the.
Hold on.
Season 3, Red Wedding. Season 4,
it's
so much.
Right, but it's the
John dies.
You said why.
Oh, that's
season 5 is John. Yeah. Season 4 is Joffrey dying.
So much happening.
Yeah,
Tywin dies. Season 4 is the best season of that show.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so fucking good.
Book 3 is the best book of the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Let's talk about episodes because I'm losing track of where what things happen.
That's also why I was doing it. So first episode we have
Blood and Cheese.
What?
Does that happen first episode?
Blood and Cheese is first episode.
Blood and
really?
cheese.
So it started off with a crazy shit. Yes.
Blood
okay. They started off strong. This is
with the murder of the infant. Blood and
Cheese.
Which they changed because it's supposed to be 2 boys that she picks from.
On IMDb, it's called Son for a Son.
Yes, but it's really the Blood and Cheese episode.
Okay, I was like, I was so confused.
Yes.
With
episode 2 is the Spider-Man episode.
Yes. all right. Hold on. Let's get into it. We'll explain it in a second. The two brothers, the twins.
Oh,
so we got a Son for a Son. It's a crazy episode because you see.
I get it now.
You didn't know that was memeing at that.
I don't mean. Yo, do you understand how disconnected I am with memes and shit right now? I don't know life outside of fucking work.
That shit was
so
funny.
The memes for that one, it was all over the place. It was the Spider-Man. That was the Spider-Man.
Right. So the first episode we see Rhaenyra is going through it. Everyone's going to fucking Damon because they're like, yo, get your girl. What's going on?
She's bugging. Yeah.
And it's like, bro, she's a queen, but she literally just lost her son. Give her a second.
Relax.
Right. And we also get the obvious rat catcher and all this other stuff, but we also see Kristen Cole, the bitch that he is, plotting with Aemond, which is very, very crucial for what happens in later episodes. Very, very many things happening in this episode. Then we get Rhaenyra the Cruel, which is a wild episode.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Rhaenyra the Cruel, though, that's episode 2.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Okay. Oh, so you're just gonna give the synopsis of each of the episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we not going through each one? Okay.
We can do either or. First, we went through most of the beats of episode 1. Okay. But what were the other beats?
Didn't we do a first half? We didn't do a first half?
I don't remember.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't remember.
My memory is.
We didn't do a first half. I think we did like an episode 1 or something. I don't remember.
Someone will have to remind us in the comments.
It happened.
It's been so long. It happened a while ago. It's what?
No.
This is why we should have did it week to week.
No, because I went to Florida. I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then it was one of the ones we did when I came back from Florida and I was driving back from New York.
Okay.
And we did like the first 3 or 4 episodes.
So we got all the major beats then. So we want to go straight to 5?
Did we? I don't remember if we talked about when Mei Lee's died. I don't know if we talked about any of that.
I don't think we did. All right, so let's go to 4.
Oh my god. Episode 4.
Episode 4, easily one of the best episodes. It's rated a 9.5 out of 10. Well deserved. Yes. We have the plot thickening and the revelation of what fucking bitch Cole was doing and fucking Eamon. And we have fucking Aegon.
Aragorn,
whatever.
All kings, right?
They're all kings. But we have this guy, like he's, and I think his like it's a combination of like everyone telling him, "Yo, just sit there, do your job, be quiet. Like, listen, you are the king. Just be the fucking king. Let everyone else take care of what they got to take care of."
He has the easiest fucking job.
But he wants to feel like he has power and authority and he could do shit.
He has power and authority.
He wants to feel respected and heard. There's a difference.
There is a huge difference.
He wants power and he wants fear. He wants people to fear him. He wants might. That's what
he didn't want people to. No, he didn't. He didn't want people to fear him because even in that first time in when he was talking to the people, he was down to like, I'm gonna give you your
to like him.
I'm gonna give you your money. And Otto's like, my man, what are you
respected
doing?
And heard is what he wants.
Me with hanging the rat catchers. I think
they just killed his son.
His son was dead.
He just killed his son.
That was
now. Granted.
That's extreme.
He doesn't make smart decisions.
He didn't make a smart decision because Otto was like, "Yo, again, my man. Like, we just paraded your dead son all across King's Landing to get the sympathy of
the crew,
and now you're gonna hang 100 and something dudes,
and
just leave them there.
So I love. I mean, Otto Hightower. I can't wait to get more of him.
Mm-hmm.
The actor who plays Otto, Riz, I forget his last name.
He gives me Tywin vibes.
I can watch him just verbally whiplash everybody because when he goes off, when he blacks out, it's great.
Riz, defense.
But Rhaenys, I was so sad. I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
but I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to come so soon. Like it was like I know it's coming, but like damn. Why?
But it was one of those things that needed to be done. Like you figure there wasn't very many other options to have other than for her to intervene. So at least
I understand
how they presented it. You know what I mean?
No, right. I mean, at this point, I wanted to fucking kill Aemond, but
he only got one play in his book. He swoops up for the neck.
Yeah, well, you have the biggest fucking dragon
hiding behind a small ass castle.
I mean, it's the same move. He has the same move. He has the same move. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna bite you.
He's literally just fucking spamming one button.
But he doesn't need to do anything else.
He does it right. And this time he took his brother out with it, so it didn't matter.
That shit was fucking.
He was like,
cold.
"You're not even supposed to be here. Fuck that."
I mean, when he fucking started talking to him in High Valerian, and he was like,
"Oh,
yo, what's up?"
Yo, like,
just talking to him.
If you undermine me, you're gonna look like an idiot. Just do what the fuck I tell you to do. That's literally what he told.
And then Aegon's just like mumbling because he doesn't know what the hell to say. Because
he's like,
but also to be fair, this fucking jackass came in with his friends to the brothel, saw his brother, and tried to like bitch him and make him like, oh, look at what he's doing. He's with the same girl that I like gave him before. And then Aemon was like, bet. Keep that same fucking energy, my guy. Keep that same fucking energy.
But yeah, think about it too, because a lot of people talk about is the fact that Aemon holds on to that, right? Because even in season 1, he didn't have his dragon. The dragon didn't hatch with him. They did the thing with the pig. Like his whole life, his older brother was always making fun of him, and everyone was always laughing at him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he uses Vhagar essentially as a
power.
crutch.
Yeah,
it's a crutch. It's all it is.
It's
just the big. Oh, I got the biggest dragon, so like nothing can happen to me. And he always does that up until obviously when Rhaenyra is like, ho, I got three other dragon riders.
What's good?
Like, try me.
Take out one, but
hold on, reverse. Let's step back. Hold on.
He really did though. He did like the
Vhagar looked pissed. He was like, oh, whole neighborhood for this motherfucker.
Chill. Why we gonna get jumped out here? Like, nah, chill.
You in the wrong neighborhood.
I'll be honest though. He probably could have taken out like 2 of them because they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
He would have took out the drunkard.
Yeah, he could have. But the only one. I don't think Aemon.
But he wouldn't have made it.
I don't think Aemon.
He wouldn't have made it back. He wouldn't have made it back.
Nah,
he wouldn't have made it back.
No, that's his thing. No,
but he would have taken out like I think the 3 of them.
At least 2. Yeah, he could have.
Because Rhaenyra's dragon isn't that big. The biggest dragon the biggest dragon you got to deal with is Vermithor.
Silverwing.
And Silverwing.
Yeah.
But Vermithor and Silverwing.
Yeah, Silverwing and Vermithor are their biggest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Caraxes is off, getting high with Daemon. Eat mushrooms.
So we see Aemon take his brother off the chessboard. He takes Rhaenys off the chessboard and puts himself as regent.
But you also see bitch Cole fucking shocked. Like that's the first time I actually think I've seen him in a position.
Cinders.
He realized that he is nothing in this war. That's what it was.
Yeah.
After he touched that one guy and saw that he was just nothing but a standing there holding a flag.
When he came out with the wash your cloak and let's that third one. High and mighty.
I mean, but he's a hypocrite.
Yes, he's 1,000%. But now people are calling him out
rejecting.
On it. And like you're seeing like a lot of this starts to come back to him or just humble him, and we're just like.
Yes, because he's like the thing with Kristen is that Kristen's like one of the reason why, aside from him being hot, the other reason why Rhaenyra picked him was because he's seen real battle. That was the reason why, right? All the other dudes who were trying to be her sworn sword and member of the Kingsguard all just played fighting, and she was like, "Have you seen that?" He's like, "Yeah, yada yada yada." Dorne, because Dorne, because Dorne. And so like Kristen Cole's not good in politics, which is why he's terrible in the small council. But in war, he has a solid plan. The trap for Rhaenyra was a good trap. And so Aegon fucked the plan.
Yeah.
That's what happened because no one told Aegon anything because that's, it's he just didn't tell him anything. And then he realized, the dragons do all this stuff.
Shit.
And he was like, okay, cool. I have a good plan. I can try. But then it's like, you see the dragons do what the dragons do. And it's different when you just go, when you see them do it against enemies versus happening to you, and you're like, it doesn't matter what I do. If I don't have Vhagar, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, so it's interesting because like he's tactically he's good at that. He's good there. Like that's his only strength. He's not a politician. But it is a interesting scene when he's like, even when he talks to Alicent, he's like the dragons are our gods, or the dragon riders are gods, or whatever. Like he's like at this point, like
he's just an idiot questioning his whole life and fucking dumbass shit. And he is probably my most annoyed character. Like I am so overseeing his fucking face.
I've been saying it since day one. I hate this guy with my full chest. Listen.
Well, not since day one. He was cool when they were all younger.
No, he wasn't. The minute he says to Rhaenyra, "Oh, so you want me to be a whore?"
Wait, that part, right? But that didn't happen in day one.
All right.
Day one. Hold on. Day one, he takes out Daemon and he earns the lead on his thing and the queen's favor, the princess favor, whatever. Day one, he's a hottie that all of them like, and then she takes advantage of him. Like he was a height up until he fell in love with the pussy, and now he don't know how to act.
Listen, he should just.
That's when he switched up. I went against my virtue. Shut the fuck up and just take some pussy. Like, shut up. The fuck.
Though King Rhaenyra is like a spider.
It could have made it so easy.
Like
my point exactly.
He can't keep her name out of his mouth.
He can't, and they can't stop drinking the moon tea.
Listen,
So
he got a whack ass pull out game.
Play every Kendrick song that dissed Drake when Kristen Cole comes on screen. That's all it is. There's that part where he goes, well, let me say I'm the biggest hater. Like, I want that to be the intro for Kristen Cole every time it comes out.
if they do his death right, they'll do it right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So listen, that's all I ask. I have very little ask of this show other than that.
Like, there's a couple deaths they have to do.
So far, they do the deaths. The deaths they do right. I think everything we've seen when they actually do the deaths, other than the fact that it should have been 2 boys and 1 girl in the Son for Son, the deaths they do right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It could have been, again, like, those kids don't really matter. Those kids, in the end game, the kids don't matter.
Yeah, they don't. No, not those anyway.
Not those kids. They don't matter.
Let's go. Let's go to Regent.
As readers of the books, I can tell you those kids don't really matter.
Yes.
Amen.
The daughter does. The daughter matters.
Yeah.
The daughter
Amen.
matters.
Plays himself as Regent.
He's a pussy.
They don't fucking matter.
Mm.
All right. Sorry, what were you saying, Lo?
Amen puts himself as Regent.
Of course.
You see the fear of God when Aegon like wakes up and sees him, and he's like, I don't remember anything. That shit.
The power play before that, where Allison gets voted out, like she should have been running the shit.
Oh yeah.
That scene was like, nah, moms, you ain't good enough here. Fuck out of here. And then you see how what's his name? Cole then co-signs the dumb shit. That power play was an interesting shift in how everything is changing. Mm-hmm. And she realizes it then. Her fucking dumbass. But
because Otto's not there. Because Otto got fired.
Yeah. It's so wild to me that they didn't keep her. I was like, she's all right, you're gonna let her go.
Well,
and then Kristen was like, listen.
Aemon is the king they wanted.
I slipped up and gave into my fucking basic instinct. Yeah, and
no, Aemon is who they wanted. Like, you think like Aemon is the type of king they wanted. Because Aemon was the second son, and he did everything to prove himself. Where Aegon was, the first son, he was the second child, and he knew Viserys did not give a shit about Aegon. That entire I mean, that's why I think that's why Alice
he didn't give a shit about any of those kids other than Rhaena.
That's why Alice is ridiculous. Well, he said Aegon, and Alice is like, "You kidding me?" It's like, yo, like he didn't care about your first son. He didn't hang out with him. He didn't even do the Legos with him. You know, like
it's not wrong.
He did it.
Not wrong.
Everything was about Rhaenyra, and even though Rhaenyra was a cupbearer, Rhaenyra was in the room.
Yeah.
And then random drink milk of the poppy high night. He's like, oh, Aegon, the prince that was promised, Aegon. And then Allison's like, you mean Aegon, your son? He's not saying yes.
She ends up reading. She ends up realizing that.
I mean, when she has that conversation with Rhaenyra, and she's like, I can't be wrong. This entire thing is based on
dumb fucking conversation.
And she's like, I can't be wrong. I can't be wrong.
We got
just seeing all this stuff happen. Like all this stuff happens. Like her father's kicked out. Her first son is almost dead. Aemon is straight up disrespecting her, and she's like, "Holy shit!" Like all this stuff.
I will say I give it up to Club. I will say I give it up to Clubfoot for recognizing the like shift of power and going, "We got to get you out of here, boss. Like we got to get you strong, and we got to get you the fuck up out of here." Like I was like, respect. I thought I was not gonna like you, but like. That felt a little Viserys to me. Like I was like,
it was very Viserys or more like Littlefinger.
A little bit.
Varys.
Sorry.
He's essentially the Varys.
Yeah.
He's more Littlefinger.
He's both.
He's more Littlefinger than he is Varys.
Because he's Master Whisperers, though. It isn't
right. So in his beginning,
it's about character.
In how he operates in the beginning. He feels very much like Littlefinger. In his interacting with Aegon after, he felt like Varys, because while Varys is still fucking a shifty little bastard, he actually cared about like Ned. Like he genuinely cared about it.
Varys cared. He cared about the realm, while Clubfoot, like Littlefinger, cares about himself and his own personal growth. So there is no for me. He will always be more Littlefinger than he ever is Varys. He does think 10 steps ahead like Varys. However, he is not as noble or as caring as Varys was.
Okay.
It is always his own self-importance.
He realized the power dynamic when he got passed up for the hand. He was told, "Go fetch Otto."
And he knows Daemon has no respect for him whatsoever. Not Daemon, Aemond. So he's not going to find that way in. He has to make sure he can secure his way in. This isn't a Varys act. It's a Littlefinger act.
He's securing his policy.
He knows what he needs to do. And then even though he was like, "Oh, we can't tell him that there's another dragon because he's gonna flip out."
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the other details of this episode. We got Jace sets on a rogue mission to strike a deal with the Freys, and then we have Daemon enlists Lord Blackwood to help him persuade the Brackens to bend the knee.
The little kid in the future.
Yes.
Yes, and he does it in the ways of the wrong way, in forcing people and kidnapping them and killing them and coercing
and flying Rhaenyra's flag. Like
like listen, the entire season, while I love Daemon as like a oh shit, like what are you doing? Like you're a train wreck of a person. It was such a wild like I know he's gonna get his like just like desserts kind of deal, because I'm just like, ain't no way you out here towing that weird line of like I'm supposed to be this and I'm supposed to be that, but I'm also for her, I guess. Like, oh man,
in the books, this isn't something that is overly dabbled into. His conflict with himself and what he's done with his brother and what he's done with Rhaenyra. Like this conflict within himself isn't something that's in the books. And I am not a fan of the whole Harrenhal haunted, stupid ass.
I like it.
Getting to see younger Rhaenyra again, getting to see
Patty. Oh man,
I was like, I'm here for
Patty. Everyone's looking forward to seeing Patty again.
It was great. I was like, oh,
Patty was so good.
Absolutely.
And him being in the fucked up face, that was Patty. Yeah. Patty wanted that.
Yeah. I think it was good there were aspects of it that was good, but I could have did without it. That's how I feel.
I think so. It's funny is that half of the fandom was like they were into it, other half of the fandom wasn't, and it's because of like all the shit behind Harrenhal. Because you don't get Harrenhal, you don't get it. You don't get it in the first show, aside from season 2 with Jaqen and all that stuff, which leads into that like ghost of Harrenhal, that spookiness that comes with the place. And so they really like dove into it with this and with Daemon's journey and with Alice Rivers and even the green men that you see in that last episode, that dude with the antler horns and shit. Like, so like I thought it was cool, and like they needed to find a way for Daemon to have this like epiphany that like I will never be king. I suck at being king. Every time I try to do something, I fuck it up, and I need to be what I'm good at, which is a military leader, right? And like he needs to like him and Rhaenyra need to be on the same page. Rhaenyra can do all the politics. She can do all that.
Which I thought was cool that he got to see like what events are to come, because when he said that in Targaryen, winter is coming, I was like, oh, you see the White Walkers. And they gave him like
you mean Valerian?
Or Valerian, yeah. Where he spoke to him, Valerian and said, "Winter is coming." I for me that was pretty cool. I kind of like Daemon's journey this season.
Here's give and take for me.
We have the aftermath of what happened with Aemon and trying to basically
close the city doors,
and like basically turn against the small folk. And then Rhaenyra, with the help of her Master of Whispers, we get that whole like her.
She was smart with this. First of all, what's her attack? Is it Grey? What's no.
Miss Area, the white worm.
Miss Area, the white worm. Thank you. I'm saying Grey Worm. Why am I thinking Grey Worm?
Because that was the fucking
Greyjoy.
Grey Worm was the Unsullied.
Right, there you go.
Thank you. Okay. White Worm.
Yes. Yeah. Miss Area, the white worm. Yeah.
This was a super smart move to take her account. So this girl, hoping, I think that I mean their relationship is very.
That was a shot in the dark. First of all, bold move, Cotton, to go. I'm gonna go back, tell the queen that like there's another guy that came, and then like everything she's done leading to this, I'm like, you are as calculated as you need to be to keep yourself alive. She's a survivor. Yes, absolutely. I would say that she's an absolute survivor. She's smart. She's calculated, and I think the perfect person to have by Rhaenyra's side. Perfect person. Yeah. Especially with all these other guys who are just like, why are you not doing nothing, man? Go to war. Why are you not doing? I hate
her counsel is so
trash,
bro.
I mean, my favorite.
She lost fucking Rhaenys.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't come till after Rhaenys is gone, right? And then now he's fucking speaking up. Like, you should have did that from fucking get-go because people fucking respect your ass. Show your fucking name, bro. Oh.
Yeah, but Rhaenyra never named a hand.
She did after Rhaenys. I think I wanted Rhaenys to be her hand, but I didn't.
But this whole idea of like why the Sea Snake was doing his thing, but like he never had a position until now.
That doesn't mean you don't show you want it, bro.
Mm. But like you were saying, it was a calculated good move for her to like undermine Aemon and his efforts to control the city and control like what's going in and out by going, listen, their people are hungry.
Well, even the woman that he was sleeping with was also telling him that, like, you know, the little people are going to suffer. Like, and I think people tend to forget about that. They tend to forget about it. That and like he's treating them like, oh well, you know, they're doing this, and it's like, dude,
damage.
What are you doing? And like, so that's why, like, you know, Aemon isn't a good leader in that sense. He's a good military leader, right? But he's not a good. He's a
second son. That's what second sons are intended to do. You support your older brother who's an idiot. And they run the fucking count. They rule and you support. That's the plan. That's how it's supposed to work. You do military, they do the leadership.
Yeah.
So
the Starks know.
The Starks do know.
All right, where are we leading towards? So what's the next one?
Now we have everyone. We have that. So, at this point, I believe is when Rhaenyra goes, "Fuck it, we have to have like Targaryen blood elsewhere or Valyrian blood elsewhere."
Yes,
like just scattered throughout.
That one guy was fucked.
Oh yeah, that was.
You know that one guy was.
It was just Jacaerys who said it.
Stefan got fucked up.
It was just Jacaerys who had the idea, though, which is annoying that you now are mad that it's people who aren't of noble birth.
Yeah. That annoyed me about him.
I think you know what it is that people keep talking about it is that like he knows he's a bastard, right? So like if he knows he's a bastard, and it's
an insecurity.
It's insecurity in his own.
That's why I felt he needed that. Right. They needed that one more scene, at least him connecting with one.
But they did. But they did explain the why behind his own issues, right? When he spoke to,
I feel like he still needs like his daughter, and I feel like his wife. It's
his betrothed.
His betrothed.
Yeah, he needed that. For me, I feel like the conversation, like I would have picked him having a conversation with the blacksmith because I felt like they would have found more common ground than the other two, and I feel like that would have brought him around.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the blacksmith story, I kind of liked his story. I liked where they were going with it, and he just seemed like, you know, he, like the other guy is like happy. He's just happy that he's a Jag. He's ready to serve his queen.
Ulf?
I'm gonna call him Happy. That's what I'm gonna call him. But
Ulf is a fucking dick.
Ulf is a dick. Ulf is a dick. That's the guy from the bar. He's a dick.
He's Kyver.
Yeah, that's essentially it. I will not deny that. That's who he is. He's my D&D character.
Kyver?
Yes. D&D character.
D&D character.
Why do you have a dick for a character?
He's not a dick now. He's a reformed dick.
Yeah, he's not even called Kyver anymore. Well, we haven't even covered Bob.
We're about to.
So can I do a sidebar real quick? Sidebar real quick? Because, JJ was down here, right? And I hit a blog because I forgot the name of Vox Machina's show. And I'm like, you got to watch, because as he was in the military doing basic training, he got into D&D. And so... Yeah. And I was like, oh, let's watch Vox Machina. And he's like in here like almost every day fucking playing Baldur's Gate. And I'm like, oh God. So he wants me to play it again.
It walks like a duck. And it talks like a duck. And it quacks like a duck. It must be a fucking duck.
Let's go.
You're playing Baldur's Gate?
No, I did not play. I watched him play. We finished Star Wars Survivor together finally, because that was our game we were playing for quite a while now.
That's real nice Loki style. We're talking about Baldur's Gate.
I watched him play. It was interesting. It's definitely a D&D turn by turn kind of thing, right? And then I got him into Vox Machina, and he's like, I wish you didn't tell me it was a D&D based game, because now I could see. And he's breaking it down to me, things that I didn't really see while I was watching the cartoon. And I'm like, don't make it more technical. He's like, you could tell he rolled fucked up because he didn't get to do it. I was like, no. So that was interesting. It was interesting rewatching the show from his perspective. Like, we literally binged the whole 2 seasons, and so he's excited about it. And I may give in and play a game. May.
This is gonna be better than when we got you to fucking play Power Wash Simulator. I am never letting you hear the end of it. Never. I'm saying it on record right now.
Val, the nerdy
I'm gonna do it for the kid.
The nerdy universe has spoken.
I'm doing it for the kid.
He's a
nerd. He's a nerd because of me.
It's spoken, JJ.
Listen, by you saying that, the rest of my week is going to be fucking gold. I'm saying it right now. The rest of my week is going to be fucking aces. Oh my God. Pigs are flying right now. It is a cold in hell. Let's go.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Listen, that's it.
Okay.
Because all we asked was one game.
I know.
So this is what's gonna happen. Val's gonna like it, and then all of a sudden the song's gonna play in the back of her head. Oh, new world. That's it.
No, I don't want.
I want to be where the people are.
You know, you guys, I love Disney. Don't do that to me. Okay, that was my sidebar. I'm sorry, I got us off track.
All good.
Let's get back to how Ulf is a fucking dick.
Yes. So we get a lot of the bastards being rounded up after a failed first attempt.
Yes.
Which
with the
really
Also too, I have to dub this the bastard barbecue.
It was. Listen, I don't know
if
he's
not wrong.
No, he wasn't a bastard. He's talking about
bastards barbecue.
So now, because you don't keep up with memes. I don't know if you saw the meme in which it was very. I don't know if you noticed that everyone likes to talk about how House of the Dragon is very much close to the storyline of Shrek. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of similarities to Shrek and House of the Dragons. It's very fun. If you look it up on TikTok, people do it all the time.
It's great.
It's amazing. It's hilarious, and you get it. But
you guys have to just send me the shit, because I'm never gonna know. I don't fucking scroll through TikTok.
Anyway, so do you remember the scene in Shrek when Lord Farquaad is doing he's trying to get all the knights to go to the castle and save Fiona? He's like, some of you may die, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take. Like, you remember that?
Yes.
No? Okay. Well, everyone talks about that line while he's saying that and puts it on par with all the dragons just burning all these bastards, and how Rhaenyra's just standing there watching them all die.
That's fucked.
But it's not wrong. It is not wrong at all.
It is not.
I will say, she gave a really good speech. It was a really good speech.
Oh yeah, it was a great speech.
But like,
speech is great until people start burning in front of you.
That was the pyramid scheme speech.
It was. That was the MLM.
Right.
That was the Cutco speech where you take the knife and the scissors and you cut the penny.
Here's my issue with this, right? Here's my issue. My biggest issue with this is, why did you do it all in a group setting? Why not one-on-one? How do they pick out who they want there to be the writer? It was so stupid.
Because the minute you see the first person burn,
get barbecued,
you're done.
Over. No one else is doing it.
No one else is doing it. People, they were like, "You're coming here for one reason only. You can either live your life in King's Landing, poor, hungry, or you can take a chance on glory." And they took a chance on glory.
Okay.
For 2 dragons. There was like 100 motherfuckers there for 2 dragons.
Fucking dragons. And a lot of, oh man.
Yes. And you know, some of them weren't real bastards.
I don't think that's how you spell bastard.
It is not how you spell bastard. Absolutely not how you spell bastard. As soon as I saw it.
You know, and like, you know, some of those people were just blonde and they were bored and they're like, "Oh, I'll go to the island.
I've never seen that. I don't know who my dad is. I don't know who my mom is."
Like the first one, like that first dude, like they zoomed in on him, like, you know, he looked like, I don't know what was happening with him. He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be me. I'm the one." And then Vermithor was like, "Nah, fam, you're not it.
Not it.
You're not it. Not it.
You ain't the guy."
Yo, Vermithor was eating good. Vermithor was like, "I'm so hungry."
These damn bastards.
You know?
What up, Dave? But yeah, like also, we skipped over, but during this time we're getting this kid, Sea Snake's first bastard or second bastard, one of his
first bastard stood up to him. That was great.
Which that was
later.
Honestly
that happens
amazing.
later.
But
that happens later. But before that happens, second kid, he gets chosen by Sea Smoke.
I love how he's running away.
He's running away. He was like, "Nah, fam, it's me and you. We locked in. We in this." And he was like, "Oh, okay."
And I love how Rhaenyra's like, "How dare you, this and that and the third." I'm like, "You serious, Rhaenyra? You serious?
How dare you commandeer this dragon?
You take this dragon, you do." I'm like, "You serious, Rhaenyra?"
What's his dragon's name again?
Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke. So the memes that came out with
that is Laenor's dragon, right?
They were like Sea Smoke. Sea Smoke has permanent residency in Wakanda. Like he's invited. They were like, he's invited to the cookout. I was like, yo. I was dying. I was like, yo, he knows.
But I wonder why
Sea Smoke.
why he chose the second son.
Oh,
but
man.
That's interesting.
But yeah,
I don't know.
We got a lot.
The only reason I could assume he chose the second son, and this is just an assumption, is because the second son wanted more and kind of like, in a way, was more accepting of his role, where the first son, he's still struggling that he's a bastard and is doing everything because he's a good shipman, but it's like he said, like when he had that falling out with his father, the way he had like labeled things, like he was just upset and just angry with him. So that's probably why it's Smoke.
So in the books, this storyline is slightly different, where they hint at that he potentially be his own bastards or his son's bastards.
Yeah, they're like, it's his son's bastards, or there's this idea that Laenor is still alive and comes back.
Yeah,
like after he leaves in season 1.
Okay,
he comes back and all this stuff. Like
I completely forgot that he didn't die. He just left.
I
completely forgot.
The books.
Also, to your point of Val, of why Sea Snake is like, fuck Queen Rhaenyra, because he thinks his son was killed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
He thinks he killed his son. He's like, yo, I'm here because my wife is here. Like that's why I'm here. I'm only here because of her. And then Rhaenys dies. It's like I'm done. I'm out. And then his daughter was like, "Yo, asshole,
fix your shit.
Fix your shit."
Clean and he's house. Like, you could fix this shit with me. And she was like, "Fuck that. I'm firing blood, motherfucker." So she's like, "Fix that shit." I fucks with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, we finally get like some dragon riders. Essentially, I was so not expecting the fucking drunk bastard.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You serious?
They
showed him in episode 2.
I know, but I was like, they're gonna show him, and he's gonna be the one to get got because he's overconfident about it.
No, but why give us anything on him or anything on the other one if it wasn't meant for that?
Yeah.
But he's such an asshole.
Also, they are making you feel whatever way about them because of a later plot point.
But it's funny though because
season 3.
But it's funny though because when you get introduced to his character, that he's at the bar, obviously he's using this to get to know everybody and all that. And he's kind of afraid. It's like he was kind of afraid of his destiny, and then all of a sudden that he gets a dragon.
It's not afraid of his destiny. I don't think he really knew if it was true or not.
Yeah, but now that he knows it's true, it's like it's a complete 180 of his character.
Yeah, his confidence is a different level. He's a dick.
He's an ass.
Yeah,
he feels.
Then you got the blacksmith. The blacksmith was like, I feel like I know, but I don't. He's like, I don't know. I really like the blacksmith.
I think the blacksmith knew. However,
I think he knew,
but he didn't want it.
Right, that part.
Well, because of who his mother is.
Yeah,
Who's his mom?
His mother's the Targaryen.
Oh wait, who's his mom?
His mother is the daughter of King Jaehaerys. So
okay.
So when you read if you ever read the book, Jaehaerys and Queen Alysanne's children are doomed. They're all doomed. They all either they die from sickness or they get burned because they go to Balerion and come back, or you get booted off a horse and break your neck. Like they have like 11 kids, and like so much happens.
Wait, never mind. Wait, what? What's good, Angel?
Hey Joe.
So one of his daughters ends up going to Lys, and because she's blonde, is very popular in the houses, and ends up becoming the matron of that specific house and one of the most powerful women in Lys as a prostitute, essentially.
Oh,
so that's I mean, I don't think they say it outright. They don't say it outright, but you know that one of Jaehaerys' daughters is in Lys as a major player because of who she is. And then the way they did that story, they're making it seem like that Hugh is her son.
Yeah,
interesting. Also, side note, we didn't talk about homeboy the Lannister who went over and fucking proved himself and was just like,
that story was funny. That story was funny.
I thought we were gonna get.
When homegirl said that, something about at the end, like when they were at the dinner, it's like,
she's like, you proved yourself. I need you to have my kids.
You're gonna have my kids, and I was like, she wants him to sleep with her, and then she was like,
"No, you're gonna fuck my wife."
So I was like, "What a fucking power move! That is a fucking wild head trip, crazy."
Yep.
But again, like this is another really great episode.
Yes.
Moments.
Yes, you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it is a crazy episode. It's probably the second best episode, like it says here. People get dragons. You see Aemon he's trying it.
Which episode we're talking about?
The second to last. We're getting
the red sewing.
Yes, where essentially Aemon.
It was definitely ages ago. Seabass just finally finished it.
I just finally finished it because I was sick a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't watch it.
It would have been the perfect thing to watch while you
could have.
And then Law was sick last week because we were supposed to talk last week.
Yeah.
And then we just a couple of things that happen in life. Life.
Yep.
Angel. Stop.
I was on
I'm sure we're all currently watching Rings of Power, and I'm sure we'll get to that eventually. So
someday.
I guess Val is not watching Rings of Power.
I forgot.
Make sure you guys are checking out. Make sure you guys are checking out Angels.
You could have laid in bed and watched that.
Make sure you guys are checking out Angels. Nah, I couldn't focus on shit,
exactly.
I couldn't focus on.
I don't think Seabass can take in the names of House of Dragon while he's sick.
No, I couldn't take in anything while I was sick. Like when I was,
a lot of things happened and we haven't talked about. Acting like I've canceled.
Yeah, listen,
acting like I canceled.
So we get the last episode, the Queen Whoever Was, as Eamon becomes more volatile.
Season 3 trailer.
While Rhaenyra looks to press her advantage. We get another talk with Alicent and Rhaenyra, which Rhaenyra, and I feel like I could have done without that conversation, but
I feel like the conversation was misplaced.
I think it cemented. I think it cemented where Rhaenyra was feeling. It was one of those things where it was like, "This is how you're feeling. All right, I'm not gonna stop you." Like Rhaenyra was done trying to be the good guy.
She's like, nah, son for the son. Fuck that. You think it's gonna be easy?
What up, anime lover?
She's like, you don't get to come here and say, give me, here's what you want to take it. Nah, fuck that. I'm killing your kid. You with it or not? That's what she did.
Son for a son. I mean, I felt like that conversation should have been a long time ago.
Because honestly, well,
I think
like Alicent.
I can't agree to. The thing is, you guys don't know.
Wait.
So much I want to say.
I want to say Rhaenyra does. I don't think Rhaenyra wants anybody but Aemon or Aegon.
That was her.
I would have given both.
But that was her from episode 1 of season 2. She
right.
was trying. Rhaenyra was trying, because the way they're framing Rhaenyra in the show versus how she's remembered in history, right? Because she's remembered as this terrible woman. Now, granted, she should be taking a turn to the worst soon, right? There should be some, because essentially there's some stuff that's going to happen, and part of that's going to happen because history's kind of like anyway. She really tried to stop this war from happening through diplomacy, and the only person she could do that with was through Alicent, because everyone else would have had her fucking killed.
Right.
If she showed up. And then she was like, all right, you don't want to believe me, or you realize you're wrong, but now the wheels have turned. Well, then we're going to do this, and, we're fucked. And so Alicent comes now, and like we talked about before you jumped on, Val, because I'm sure you know, too, Alicent, at this point in the book, Alicent falls in the wayside. Like, we don't know what happens with her. History forgets her at this point. Like, she's remembered as like the mother of Aegon and the Greens and starting this, and then after we get into the battles and everyone starts dying,
she's nowhere in anything.
No one remembers her. And so she needed to kind of go through what she was essentially putting Rhaenyra through.
Yeah.
And like finally realize, holy shit, like all these things are happening to me.
It's not a game.
And then, and she comes in with her tail between her legs and essentially gives up Aegon for like, all right, fine. I just want to be done. Like, I just want to make sure me and Helena are okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Right.
So I'm interested in what they're going to do with her next season. I don't know what they're going to do with her.
Well,
I mean, Alicent, what they're going to do with Alicent. I know what they're doing with Helena. I know what happens to her.
I don't like how you said that. I don't like how you said that.
There's quite a few things that happen very, very soon, which we should have gotten 2 more episodes, something, but whatever. Yeah. And I did not piece together that they were forming Nettles in the daughter's character, in Damon's daughter's character.
Yeah.
I did not piece that, and I was annoyed that this is happening, and I'm like, why are we fucking watching her chase down a fucking dragon? And it didn't hit me until you just said it, and I was like, oh.
They didn't like it because Nettles is also very young, and they have this thing with Daemon.
Yeah.
And so like people were like, well, and I hear that. I hear that,
but it also would not have worked if Daemon was with this little young character anyway.
No, but
what they do with this, it could work.
No. What I'm saying though is that like, fine, that's fine. You don't want that relationship because that's
wasn't Rhaenyra was that young too?
No, they were all. It was all fucking. No, weird. It was Rhaenyra was young. Rhaenyra was like 14 when she went to the brothel.
Yeah,
or 16 when she went to the brothel with Daemon.
Yeah,
right.
But Daemon was like in his 20s.
It's still not okay.
Supposedly. Yeah.
The whole thing was they could have aged up. What I was saying is they could have aged up Nettles like they aged up all the characters in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Arya's not that old. Arya's way younger. Sansa's
just out here killing people at like she's what, like 7?
No, well, like she's 7 in like she's 7 or 8 in like the first book.
Right.
She's a preteen.
Gotcha.
When she goes off when she gets in the ship. She's a preteen.
Yeah. Freaking Rob was like 16. Rob and John were like 16
when he got his head cut off.
Right.
It's also hard to keep them that age when the characters are
No, that's fine. You do what you
right. No, but they made them more like 18, 19 when the show started. Yeah. So they aged up all of the Stark kids. All the Stark kids were aged up in the show.
So I'm saying the same thing could have been done for Nettles, because the whole thing is that Nettles and Daemon have this relationship, and then Rhaenyra gets jealous of Nettles and wants her killed.
Yeah.
And what they're switching they're switching this Nettles relationship to Daemon, you're a shitty dad, go do something with your daughter.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're doing. And so people are really upset because Nettles was this character who came from nothing, used her smarts to get the dragon, because she literally brought sheep to him.
She was not. Yeah. She has no noble blood. She's literally a black girl who was very young, was very poor, and earned the respect of the dragon.
Yeah. And so like people are really upset that they took that away, because everyone's like, that story is a really good story. And it leads,
because it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen ever. Like it's not something they've ever seen happen when it comes to Dragon Riders.
Is it one of those things where we're seeing her eventually try to get Sheep Stealer, but she fails? Is there a world where she fails essentially?
No, well, Sheep Stealer's there because
it's not likely, because the Sheep Stealer is an important part of something to come.
Yeah,
right. No, but I'm
Nettles
saying is this girl, is Daemon's daughter vital to the end of the story, where
Daemon's daughter is not. Daemon's daughter eventually in the books, in the history, gets a dragon, but it's not Sheep Stealer.
So I would say let her fail.
And Nettles ends up being with Daemon while he's in the Riverlands.
We're legit not getting Nettles. Like there's no.
We're legit not getting Nettles.
We're not getting Nettles. They're making this character Nettles.
They confirmed they're not giving us Nettles, and then they did all this stuff with his daughter, and everyone on Reddit and on Twitter is like, "Yo, they really are giving her the Nettles storyline."
Yep.
And then they did the Sheep Stealer thing, and she sees Sheep Stealer at the end of episode 8, and everyone's like, "Okay, well that's it. Like we're 100% not getting Nettles." Because like they're doing, like, look, some people are annoyed with what they're doing with Rhaenyra, because like they're painting Rhaenyra as this incredible leader and not some of the stuff,
the thing is, in the books we get 3 different perspectives, right? And so they put us in a position. Yeah, one of them is an old dear. Yeah, and then you have those who was actually with her. So they kind of paint the picture of, well, here's what it could have been. And they give us a perspective that I think it's working so far. And we kind of see the shift in a lot of their characters. I understand it, the way it's written, it's taken in. They give us a little bit more liberties that they can be creative with this, which I'm not mad about. I've enjoyed that since season 1.
Are they doing a good job at marrying all 3 versions at all?
Well, one version is the really raunchy version, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, one is extremely raunchy, one is extremely prejudiced, and then the other one kind of gives a little bit of both of where he takes in those. And there's things that they give us more of that fill in the story. So we get things in here that isn't in the books at all, like this stupid Harrenhal story.
Yeah, because you're not there. And like Rhaenyra and Alicent meeting, like there's no record of that, so they did that for story. Yeah. The battle with Eric and Arik, there's 3 accounts of how the battle happens, right? Like they hate each other, they die in each other's arms. There's 3 different accounts of how it happens, and like it all, they blended it all together to give you bits from the stories, right? Because like they truly loved each other, and they died, and one of them died in the other one's arms, and like there's all that stuff. Like
him turning the sword against himself, I was not expecting.
Yo, that hurt. That actually hurt.
It's like, forgive me, and then
that was
That's one stories.
So anyway, so like we'll see. And I think, look, there's one more person that needs to die, and I think it'll turn Rhaenyra's dial. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's when it's gonna happen. Because her dial needs to change.
Oh yeah.
Dial needs
she's gonna go full dark side.
Not full dark side, but I don't know, full dark side. Like she's not gonna go full Daenerys, but she's not gonna be as stately as she's
not
now.
Gonna be what she
yeah.
She's not gonna go Jakaris to everybody in
no. There's a bunch of
it's gonna get bad.
To be fair, a lot of people have been fucking around, and I think they're gonna find out, and that's justified.
Yeah, it's gonna get so. The conversation with Rhaenyra and Alicent does not go as planned.
Yeah, and the small folks still have a role.
Oh yeah, you know nothing goes as planned in Game of Thrones. When did anything go as planned in the stories?
Tywin's plans went pretty straightforward.
It's a few things. Tyrion was also pretty good at doing what he needed to do until some other body else played him.
Tywin was like, "I'm going to send this letter to
here's how it's going to work, and you're going to do this, and they're going to do it because I told them to. Let's
send a letter to Roose Bolton." And we'll be like, listen, if you get him killed, you'll make sure that you're Warden of the North.
That's about it.
And I'm gonna send a letter to Walder Frey, and no one likes him anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Didn't Tywin get killed in the toilet?
Huh?
Yep.
Yes. That doesn't change the fact that his shit worked out.
Shit gold. What is the line in the book?
Yes, it is.
Because like everyone talks about how he shits gold because he's so rich, and then Tyrion shoots him in the gut, and like he defecates into the toilet, and it ends with, and in fact, Tywin Lannister.
In fact, it's
shit gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, final thoughts as we wrap up today's episode.
I'm waiting for season 3. I'm waiting for
this season. You waiting for season 3? That what?
Because I expected more this season. I mean, it was an okay season. It wasn't.
Writer's strike. You got to think about the writer's strike.
I think it started off strong.
I know the writer's strike.
I think this season started off strong. We got some really good beats throughout. Did it end the way we wanted in 8? No, but we also got shorted 2 episodes. And however, I don't think number 8 kills the whole season. No, I think we got a lot of good things in it.
It just doesn't feel like a completed season. That was my
right. It ended anticlimactically,
and I'm like bummed. I have to wait 2 years.
I get it.
Like that's the frustrating. Like that was the frustrating for me. It was like we knew with season 1 it ended. We're like, oh man, season 2 is gonna come out, and this is like, all right, well now I gotta wait 2 years for this ship battle.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't believe I forgot Rings of Power came out.
Because we got the last season last year. Like the first season was last year, or was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, because we got Last of Us last year.
Oh, that's why
HBO's doing this thing where like their shows are alternating, so we're getting Last of Us.
I mean, that's fair. I'll get it. I'll take it.
We're just used to TV of every year. I mean, the strike didn't help anybody. So
it did not. It did not. Well, it helped the writers. At the end of the day, it helped the writers.
It helped the writers. It helped them, and they got what they needed. And so now we're back, and we're getting good content. Yes. For the viewers who want now, and we can't fucking think of anything but ourselves. We're we're now just waiting.
Yeah.
That part.
It wasn't the greatest season. Didn't stick the landing like most people wanted. I enjoyed a lot of the good bits. What I enjoyed about this season, and it's like a little thing, is that when they traveled, they had to fucking travel. Like it was like, where's Rhaenyra? And Rhaenyra's been gone for 2 episodes because Homegirl is sailing back from King's Landing. Mm-hmm.
True.
Like they really had to travel. Like
they weren't there overnight.
They were not doing the Game of Thrones season 7 and 8 where they were doing instant transmission or going across the world.
That's fair.
Had Goku like this.
Waypoint.
Yeah.
What?
Instant transmission.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Dragon Ball. That's what he does.
Yes, he does this.
Did you not watch Dragon Ball Z?
Obviously.
No.
What? I would have remembered this conversation.
Val, just YouTube Goku instant transmission.
It's okay. It's
and
okay.
He puts his 2 fingers to his head, and then he just.
Yep.
And then, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be back in flash.
But yeah, it's a whole thing. Again, a lot of great beats, a lot of great moments. It was something that I think where season 1 also set such a high precedent. It would have been hard for season 2 to like live up to that, I think. So it was one of those things where like, was it better the second time around? No. I still enjoyed it. I still got fulfilled from it, and I'm okay with that. You know?
Yeah, I'm not hating it. I don't hate it. I think it was a solid, like it's solid content on TV. I was excited to watch it. I just felt let go. I think when we get everything, I think it'll be a good mantle to pick up. I'm interested to read what George has to say about the season, because they did have to move some things around, time some things differently, change the timeline a bit just to make it fit in the TV show. That's just
how it goes.
That's just TV in general. When you have all these fantasy stuff and they're like, we can just play with years like it's food. We just play with years. As you will see with Rings of Power plays with the ages at their leisure.
I gotta ask Jack how.
And if you're a purist of Tolkien, then you're gonna be upset. But if you're just down to like enjoy it for what it is,
Jack.
Season 2 solid. I mean, season 2's been solid, and it's not
Jack
as
has to give his. I'm down to hearing Jack's 2 cents on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Has it not been like no one really likes it as much?
No, I like it. No,
I haven't watched.
It was we got a 3-episode drop last week.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch 3 episodes. It's not as dense, so I know a lot of people felt that it was really dense, and like you were like going to every single place in every single episode. And they broke it out. Like they really broke it out. Like we didn't get to the humans in the Southlands until episode 3. And so like you really like focusing on the bits and pieces and getting everything together. And the stuff with Sauron and everything. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for what it is.
Okay.
I'm having fun.
Okay.
You know. And I think yeah, it's up. So when you get a chance, watch it. It's good.
I'm gonna watch this weekend. I forgot it came out.
No, I forgot it came out, and then
I knew it was coming out, and then like
I knew it was coming, but I
completely like this weekend went faster than I could remember it. But I will watch it too.
This weekend was fluffy.
Yes.
But Terminator.
That's it for us tonight,
he saw
guys.
Fluffy.
So Gabriel Iglesias this weekend.
The comedian.
Because I'm not fat, but I'm fluffy.
Val doesn't care. It's okay.
I have tickets to see Joe Coy in October.
Ooh, that's cool. That should be really good.
Hopefully he doesn't bomb it like he does those awards.
We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into it.
That was rough.
Yes.
So bad.
It was rough.
So and I like his specials, but that was terrible.
Listen,
so I crossed Kevin Hart and Fluffy off the list of comedians.
He hosted. Oh my god, what did Joy Coy host? Was it?
Wasn't it like at the Academy Awards? Yeah, it was the Emmys.
No, it was the Grammys.
Oh,
okay. It was one of those awards.
It was he hosted one of the big ones. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was he bombed.
Yeah.
He bombed. It was awful.
Okay.
But that's also writing for TV for like it's the whole thing.
No, I like his specials. Okay. His specials are really funny.
Right.
Yes, I enjoy his specials.
His specials are very fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fluffy's been doing it for 27 years, and he's like, I would say that if you ever get to see Gabriel Iglesias in person,
his name is not Fluffy.
It's Gabriel.
We all know him as Fluffy.
We know him as Fluffy. That's what he goes. I'm not fat. I'm Fluffy. And I got the.
He has a whole special that came out when we were all.
That's
younger.
the name of his special. Do you
No.
Do you know Kevin Hart's show name by his specials?
Yo. Can we finish a statement? Can we finish a statement? Can we? Well,
no.
I'm going to. Okay. He has one special in which he talks about him being called Fluffy, and that has followed him since, and he owns it.
Okay. His name isn't Fluffy though.
No, it's Gabriel Iglesias, but he what the.
All right. I'm gonna take us out.
Seabass froze.
Oh, okay.
I think he was trying to show.
He's trying to show off his.
Also,
shirt.
I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
No, he's fat.
That's right.
I also would like to point out that Beetlejuice 2 comes out this Friday.
Yes, I gotta see that.
I am going to see it. And on the calendar was supposed to be Blade. That is not coming out this Friday, hilariously enough. But we'll figure out what we're talking about next week. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Would not be here without you guys. Thank you for sticking with us. I think that's it. We covered it. We did it. We finally got to finish House of the Dragon season 2. Let's get to the next thing at some point. We'll keep you posted. Seabass, take us out.
We're going out.
Let's do it.
Out.
It's been
Sebastian.
Holy fucking shit.
Wow. It's like it's his birthday.
It's your boy Law.
It's your boy Tone from across the hall. Get this intern out of here.
And
of course, last but not least, Vmac.
And we're looking at Vmac's keyboard? Like, what is happening?
Yes. My camera decided to adjust.
And
I got to do an update.
We're going to adjust to these credits in 3, 2,